Welcome to Pennsylvania. We're home to America's oldest brewery, second in the country in craft beer production, and namesake to one of the nation's top party schools. So yeah, we love to drink. Our look into Pennsylvania's strange relationship with booze starts here in State College, the drunkest metro area in the state. Cheers. And it starts with a guy who literally teaches the class on drinking, a Pennsylvania transplant from the state of Texas.
So hey, I'm Kirk French, and I am a teaching professor in the anthropology department at University Park at Penn State University. And I teach a class called Booze and Culture, or actually it's Anthropology of Alcohol. And it's the largest anthropology class in the United States.
Let me buy you a shot of Booze and Culture.
My mom always told me to do what you love. And so I love to teach and I love to drink. So I figured, this is the perfect thing. Prohibition seems like a really weird thing that happened in the United States, because essentially overnight you made something that was completely legal and perfectly acceptable in society illegal. You made law-abiding citizens criminals overnight. And what happened though is you made the production, sale, and distribution of alcohol illegal. But then when it failed and was repealed in 1933, the states, it was left up to them to decide what their liquor laws were going to be. So it was like they were starting from scratch. So depending on who the governor was at the time, that's what really cemented those rules. And so for Pennsylvania, we happen to have a very teetotaling governor, Governor Gifford Pinchot, and his quote is to the legislature, "We are going to make this as difficult and as expensive as possible."
And it remains that way today. For example, if you want to throw a party in PA, you're probably going to 3 different places for your drinking supplies. Bottle shop for beer, unless you want a keg, then you have to go to a distributor. Wine at the grocery store is fine, but only 4 bottles at a time. Liquor, you got to go to the state store. Yeah, it's complicated. On top of all that, the state of Pennsylvania owns and operates all liquor stores in the Commonwealth, eliminating competition for price and selection. We are one of only 7 states with a state-owned system. The setup has major impacts on local businesses, as explained by our resident industry expert, Jeff Powers.
My name is Jeffrey Powers, General Manager here at Quaker Steak and Lube in State College. I've been working in the beverage alcohol, the bar industry, restaurant industry in Pennsylvania since I was in high school. 1990-91 is when I started as a service bartender at North Park Lounge in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I've been working behind bars ever since. Every place where I would try to order a product from, not just for myself for personal consumption, but for the store, Pennsylvania would be one of the states listed in the fine print at the bottom that say not available in one of these 8 states, and it was always Pennsylvania. But it's still cheaper for me to pay for these products to be shipped in from out of Pennsylvania to the liquor store, and I go pick them up at the liquor store and pay for them there, than it is for me to buy things off the shelf here. My family thinks I'm crazy because whenever I do travel, one of the first things I do is go to a wine and spirits store to see what products they have that I cannot get in Pennsylvania, and they are cheaper. There's no doubt about that.
Jeff cites the irony of the situation. Pennsylvania's antiquated liquor laws are steeped in post-prohibition anti-alcoholism, yet drinking culture in the Keystone State dates way back to the 1700s and remains in the fabric of the Commonwealth today.
It's been in us since we were founded. The first use, like I was telling you, of federal troops by any president of the United States was President George Washington sending troops to western Pennsylvania to quash the Whiskey Rebellion in the 1790s. And whiskey's been part of who we are in Pennsylvania for a long time. It's a shame that we are lagging so far behind other states.
But there are people in Pennsylvania pushing to change all that. One of the major lobbyists in the state capitol tells us more.
Nate Benefield. I'm the Senior Vice President with the Commonwealth Foundation, which is a policy institution in Pennsylvania. Well, I think it's, people in a lot of states will probably think it very unusual that Pennsylvania has such a restricted liquor alcohol system where the state completely controls the sale of wine and alcohol and spirits, and then has a very regulated sale of beer. And so we've commissioned quite a bit of research on the topic, showing how other states have done it differently, educating lawmakers and the public on what other states have, and kind of the conflict of interest that we have in the state. The Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board has the responsibility of both protecting and encouraging responsible drinking, but also marketing and trying to sell more alcohol, and it gets the conflict of interest there. We have, at the Commission that pushed legislation, have seen some progress over the years. There's been both legislation that the governor vetoed that would actually privatize the entire state-run system. Today, even though there's, polling shows 70% support reform of the system, there are special interests who want to keep things the way they are and like the status quo.
So there you have it, a little lesson on Pennsylvania's battle over booze, past, present, and future. From post-prohibition politics to looming legal changes, drinking remains a big part of PA culture. So cheers to cracking open a cold one in the Keystone State.